Okay, now we're going to place receptacles. I'm still in that electrical plan. I've already done my wiring for my lighting, and now I'm going to come right here to devices again, and maybe okay, electrical fixture, yeah, electrical boxes, receptacles. Okay, that's the one right there. Okay, and this is so far is a duplex receptacle, which is very standard, and then of course you have a GFCI, which is ground fault circuit interrupter. That would be for areas with water and things like that. So I'm just going to use the standard right now, and you see the electrical symbol comes up. Now we need to look at our code, and code, of course, sometimes is very confusing to understand when it comes to lighting receptacles, or when it comes to power receptacles. You really have to pay attention when it comes to your larger rooms. But typically in the smaller rooms, if you place one receptacle on each wall, you're covered. But we will discuss that as well with the electrical code. I believe it says no more than 12 feet between receptacles, and no more than 6 feet between an obstruction such as a door and a corner and a receptacle. So basically, if you make sure you're around 6 to 8 feet between each receptacle, you're good to go. And like in small rooms like this, put one in the center of the wall here, and this will cover you. This will get you more than likely covered. You might want to double check sometimes to make sure. But think too about convenience, and where the occupants might want to plug things in at and stuff like that as well. But so far, that's really all we have to do with receptacles is just plop them down, making sure that they do meet code as far as their distance apart and things like that, and distance from obstructions. Now, if you're doing commercial work, you would actually have to wire these receptacles together and then wire them to a particular panel in the building. But this is a house where I'm going to have one, maybe two panels at most. It's really not necessary to show the wires going to those panels because it's pretty obvious where they go. So we're good there. So now we've got our switches and we've got our receptacles, and once we finish out the entire home, we're done with our electrical plan. Just make sure that as you're going through here, you're checking your code, and you're also thinking about convenience, and you're thinking about control. So if I were going to place a switch, just as an example, let's go back to my switch devices here. Now let's say I'm going to place a switch by the front door. I probably want that light to be controlled by more than one location. And you see here, I've got kind of an isolated foyer. And I'm going to use a three-way switch. Okay, I'm going to have it right here inside the door. Now pay attention to your door swing. You don't want to put a light switch over here. This will be hard to get to as you're coming in the front door. You might want to do it here or over here. Okay, I'm going to put mine over here. Okay, so that's a three-way switch. Now I'm also going to place one for this very same door. I'm going to place one right here that they could use to turn on. I don't want to put it right there where those walls meet. Okay, so if they're at nighttime, someone's knocking on the door and they're coming from the living room or wherever, they can actually turn the switch on from here and get light as they walk into the foyer. Okay, now of course those aren't all the lights or switches that I'm going to do for that. I'll also have a porch light and things like that that'll also go right here, but it would be a single pole. So those are some of the things you want to consider. Same with the garage. When you come in the garage, you probably want a switch here, maybe a switch over here that controls the lighting right here inside the kitchen. Okay, so you got to think about those things. And that is it for your electrical plan.